So Syam, what you can do, you can share your screen
Yeah.
and take up the session.
Uh, Thank you, Amit, for giving me the opportunity to be a speaker. And this will be a first time speaker. So I'm presenting MuleSoft Meetup. So yeah, about me, uh, I'm working as a senior software principal engineer at Tycoon Infotech, and I love to uh, learn anything like from self-learning and share to the community. And I have total 12 plus of experience in J2 Java J2EE, and also I have experience in MuleSoft, that is 4 plus. I have started MuleSoft with 3.8, like, and gradually moved to, and I have done all the courses which is available in the MuleSoft, and all the credit goes to the Meetup. So I have on multiple times quizzes, and so I have attended all the quizzes. Okay. Okay. So today agenda is like we are going to see what is Dataweave library extension. So this is the agenda. First, I will go through the Dataweave. Maybe some of the attendees are new. So first, I will go with Dataweave basic introduction. Then further, we will move to the Dataweave library extension, how we can develop it, and the features, and how we can deploy this Dataweave library to the exchange, and all the things will be covered in a demo. Okay. So yeah, I think all of you knows like what is Dataweave language. So this is a programming language, and this is designed by MuleSoft for the data transformation. And yeah, so Dataweave gives you like simple solution, like most of the use cases, like you have to read and pass the data from one format, like, and then you can transform the data using the DW script, and you can write it out as a different format. Okay, here you can see in the example, like we have a payload in the JSON format, and we have written some script here, like, and we are changing into the output like application XML, and uh, right side you can see like this is the output. And this thing we can do, we have a Dataweave playground which we can use in the browser, and we can do this transformation. The same thing you can achieve in the with Dataweave library extension that is available. So let's see what is Dataweave library extension. So this is a one extension to the Visual Studio Code. Okay. And which will enhance your productivity, like building your Dataweave libraries. Dataweave libraries is like utility things which you generally write, uh, like some utility, like transforming one thing from to another, like date utility. It can be a string utility. So that can be anything which we can use in multiple places. So this is a one extension in the Visual Studio. Okay. So it provides following capabilities, like it will give you the ability to work your Dataweave modules and mappings. So we have two things like Dataweave modules and mapping, which you can develop in a standalone manner, and you can develop this in outside of a Mule application also. Like uh, so you don't need any point studio, so you can develop this library in Visual Studio Code. Okay. And then you can execute this data weave mapping and module, like uh, in the data weave Visual Studio Code, and it it will include like live preview of data transformation. You can see like there are some of the features, like it has full support of database language. Like some of the features are like auto completion. So when you type like map, so it will give you some auto suggestion, and there is navigation, refactoring, formatting, quick fixes, and syntax highlighting. So these are the features available in the extension. And also it has most one of the important capabilities, that is debugging. Like any point studio, we cannot debug that uh, data view. So it has a feature of debugging support for the Dataweave mapping. And also, when you are developing any library, so this is one of the important part, like documentation. So it will automatic generate the documentation for your library. Okay. And it has embedded Dataweave Maven plugin for the deployment part, like it has complete Maven lifecycle. So it has, you can do the integration like packaging and deployment for the Dataweave libraries with your Maven lifecycle. And also you can publish that library to the exchange. Uh, yeah. And after that, you can test your Dataweave mapping and modules using like a unit, and you can write two types of test cases, like one is unit and another is integration test. Okay. And I will show, like in demo, we will cover all the capabilities. So the basic requirement for the Dataweave library extension is like Java, you need Java, JDK. That should be either 8 or 11. And another thing is like Apache Maven. So the minimum version should be like 3.6.3, or you can use any other above version. And then you need a Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Okay. And the third part is like you need a Dataweave extension, like Dataweave 2.0 beta, that is still in beta version, and that should be added as an extension in the VS Code, like Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is the prerequisite. So how we can develop the libraries? So Dataweave library is a reusable package of Dataweave module and mapping files. So there will be like one module file and mapping files, which I will discuss in the next slide. What is Dataweave module and mapping? And also it contains like some resources files, like some unit, some payload or something like that. That way, or any resource file that can be in JSON format, XML format, or CSV format. Okay. So in Dataweave library, just you have to create a new Dataweave project in the Visual Studio Code, and then you can preview it, test it, debug it for the custom mapping and modules. And also, if you don't need to, it is not necessary to, you have to create a new project. You can try it out without creating a Dataweave project also. Just you have to create a DWL file, DWL mapping file. Just you have to open it in the Visual Studio Code, and you can just add some sample data, and you can perform some actions, just which you are performing in the Dataweave playground. Like similar way, you can perform in the Dataweave like Visual Studio Code also. So there is some scenario like some of the company will block, like there is a firewall issues in that company, you are not able to open that Dataweave playground. So you can use like this extension also. Okay, so let's come to the Dataweave modules and mapping. So generally in the Dataweave modules, we had 4 declarations, like we can define function. Here you can see one function is there, and we have some input, and just we are appending some thing. Yeah. Then we can define variable also, and we can define the type, like this is a type. And then we can define the namespace also, like here. Namespace will be used in the XML transformation. So you can import these modules into the Dataweave script to use these features. Okay. And in the Dataweave module, you will not have something like output directive, bodied expression, or the separator. Like general typical Dataweave script, you will see like there will be some separator, there will be body expression after this, and there will be some output directive, like output type will be there, like output input application as JSON. And we can have another thing is like database mapping files. This is also similar to the module file, but this will contain a complete database script, and that you can import and use in another database script or reference in a Mule component. We will see in this more detail in the demo part. When you create a database project, so using Visual Studio Code, you will see the project structure as below. So here you can see this is source folder, then we have main, then this is DW folder. In the test also you can see same. And here you can see this is the module file which we have to use. We can use, you can write the function, variable, namespace or types here. And this is a mapping file. So you have to test the module file. So you can use this module file in the mapping file. And for similarly, for this like my module file, we can have a unit test. Okay. And for the mapping file, we can have integration test. Okay. So integration test, like you can have multiple scenarios also. And you can see like one scenario is created and multiple scenarios, like we can have multiple types of input also, and there will be a different output for that scenario. So we can define here, or here you can see in the my mapping file, you can see there is a default and then we have input and then we have payload.json. For this file, like my mapping file, this payload.json will be treated as a payload. So this is a sample data where you can define and you can use it in the my mapping file. We will see this in a demo in much more detail.
Yeah, guys, any question anyone have before we further move? Anyone want to ask anything? Feel free to ask. Unmute yourself
Yeah.
and ask the question. Anyone? Any question? Yeah, he will show the demo, but yeah, anything anyone wants to ask?
I will give you in
Yeah,
much
yes,
more
Sam.
details
Yeah,
here.
I think yes, Sam. You can go ahead. No issue. Thanks.
So next is like I'm showing some of the features which is available in the Dataweave library extensions. The first feature is like auto completion. Here you can see we have array, then we have written some map, and automatically it will show the uh, further syntax like item index and these things. Here you can see we have written filter, then this item index should auto, this is auto completion feature in the Dataweave. And this we can see in our Dataweave playground also. And here you can see there is a payload like object, and then we are typing, like here you can see there are suggestions coming like name and age. This is one of the features like auto completion, so you don't have to remember the syntax, it will auto complete. And the next thing is live preview. Like here you can see we have written some syntax for the Dataweave, and you can enable the you can run this through this one, and you can see the preview, or you can just you have to right click and then you can enable the auto preview also. Okay, so here you can see it, dollar is greater than one, then we have to click on this, then it will show like 3 4 or something, and then we can enable the auto preview also. This thing we will see in the demo also. And the next thing is like testing. So here you can see like we have a my module file, and then we have created my module dot test, that is a unit testing, and just we have some function written, we are testing it, like what will be the object like number or array. And much more testing will be needed, like that you can create a mapping file and then you have to create a integration testing. Okay. And the next part is like the most important part is like debugging. You can debug the Dataweave codes, like yeah, you can put the breakpoint and then you can check what is the value there. Like here you can see item, and in the first iteration you can see the item value is 1. You can do the some operation also, like just put a breakpoint, we are adding something like item plus 1, what will be the output. So you can just put a breakpoint. You can analyze like what will be the code we have to write here, like that. And these are the other features like available, like validations, hover, extract variable, go to definition. Like if you hover that any function, it will give you the what this function will do. Extract variable, go to definition, like any code. You can also see the any code library, um, how the code library is written, the function is written, document symbol, formatting, and you can find the references also. This function, how, in which file we are using, highlight, rename symbol, quick fixes, and then documents, auto generations, and then we have a dependency management. Okay. So I will cover this slide later. Let me come to the demo part. If anyone having any doubt, they can ask, or maybe I can proceed.
Yeah, there are no questions, Sam. You can proceed.
Okay.
And if anyone is
The,
not able to unmute himself or herself, please let me know. Yep.
so
Yep.
first
Yeah.
thing, like you have to download that Visual Studio code. Okay. So uh, here you can see like this is the Visual Studio code, and from here you can download there your according to your system. Like we have Mac OS, Windows, Linux, all the things are supported. You can download it and install it. And okay, here also there is another link also. Uh, from here also you can download it. And there is something like you can see there is a one search for this one. Like there is a two editor. So like this is for the .NET, the this, and this is for the JavaScript and web developer. So you have to download this one, like Visual Studio Code, that is for JavaScript and web developer. And okay, so this is one of the first requirement, and the next requirement is like you have to download the Java JDK 8 or 11, and in my system you can see I have installed 11, and you have to install the Apache main version is more than 3.6.3. Okay, so that you can download like from this one. You can download anything like uh, any Java you can install, either Oracle or any OpenJDK you can download it. And for Apache maven, just you have to go into there, and here you can see the latest version is 3.8.6. And if you have to go to the history, you can check it from here. And this is the uh, version the supported in the Dataweave library extension 3.6.3. After this, you can use anyone like 3.8.6 and okay. And yeah, then you can open the Visual Studio Code, and after that, here you can see this is the IDE for and then you have to install the Dataweave extensions. So you have to go here, okay, and you have to search for the Dataweave.
Sam, can you increase the font by any chance?
I've increased here. Okay, this one I cannot increase.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 No issue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So here you can see this is a still a beta version, and I already installed. And some of the feature you can see here, like these are the features like validations, like dynamic syntax error as you type. So then auto completion over, and this here the thing, formatting, I will show you like quick fixes and these things are there. Once this is installed, let me go with uh, let me close this one. Let me reopen it. Okay. So the first option I will show you like first I will create a DWL file and then see how it works in the Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to click on start new file and it will ask like text file. So you have to just select text file and then you have to select a language. Here you can see there is a language and then you have to auto detect. It is saying I have to select Dataweave. Then you have to like type. Uh, this is the syntax, and then we have to add this one. So let me add. Create one array, and here you can see I have typed MA, and it is giving some auto suggestion like map. I have clicked that one. It is giving auto suggestion like all the syntax are written. Let me add item and so our syntax is ready. You can run it from here. Like here, you can see the run preview. So here you can see like we got some response like 1, 2, 3. Okay. If you I'm adding index also. Okay. So here you can see like we have 0. This is the index, and we have value like 1, and like that. So this thing you can do, and let me show you another thing. Here you can see I'm yeah, so we are getting some value like 6, and here you can see like when we click on this one like hover, it will give you the description like it is type of number and returns the sum of numeric values in an array. So it is giving the description of this function like sum. If you go click on right click this one, and if you go to the definition, it will give you the this is core library, and there is a one function like sum, and how it is written like we are passing some array of number, and then we are getting the result as number. And internally what it does like we are using like a reduce function for the sum, I think. And then we are doing some like value plus accumulator, and by default it will be a 0. So any function, if you write here, you can uh, go to the definition and check the definition, what are the functions, how it is implemented, you can see here. Okay, hope it is clear. Okay, let me show you some like quick fixes which is available in this one. Sometime what we do, like we use to write like size of this, and we are comparing with 0. I will show you in the when we will create a query, and also we have to save it. This save this file like here you can see we can define some sample data also. once it is saved, like we have something like 1, 2, 3, 4. We can define some sample data also. So just you have to click on this one, and it will create a file payload.json, and here you can edit the input. Okay, and here you can see this is created in some folder like .dw samples Patna example. Okay, and then default input, and then we have a payload.json. So it will read from like it is creating a file name, then default, then input, and then we have a payload.json, and that you can read here. Okay. We have defined like 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you run this one, you will give the same like 1, 2, 3, 4. If you modify this one, okay, then again you run it, it will give you the like. So you can define the output like in JSON, CSV, or any format. Okay, you can define here, and here you can see that that's defined sample output is gone. And let's see some other quick fixes which is available here. Okay. We are using like this one. Like sometimes we used to do like here you can see we are doing like size of a string, and it is equal to 0. Here you can see there is some suggestion is coming. So the suggestion is coming like replace with is empty. So don't use this one. There is some suggestion coming like is empty. So you have to use like this function, and then you can check it is giving false. And there are some other suggestions are also like let me create some. Um, if a name is null, then you can write no name, else you can write like this. Here also you can see there is some suggestion is coming like replace with default. Don't use like this. So you have to use like this a dot name default no name. Okay, and I can see so one more example for the quick fixes. Uh, so we are comparing with like type of Siam is equal to something like string. So here you can see yeah, it's not equal to. So this is not a good way. Like you don't have to check this one. You have to replace with age expression. So like you have to use like you don't have to use type of. You have to use like each like what is that payload type. And here you can see, and this will give a give return as true. So this is the operations when we don't we have not created a project, and this is the operation which we have operated in. We have created one dummy like DWL file, and we have operated few operations. So any dot till now, and then we can go with the data library creation part. Hope it is clear.
Hi Shyam, why is it not taking type of operator?
Which one?
Type of, what is a string?
There are some suggestion coming. This uh, maybe we can explore later. So here you can see like they are giving some suggestion also. comparing type with string always returns false. So it is not a good practice. You have to use like try using this.
Tilde.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any
Like who it was? Did it answer your question? Who it was?
Yeah, right.
okay. Any other questions? Or we can proceed. Okay, fine. And also you can see these are the folder you can see in the uh, we have a .dw, and here you can see there is a samples folder, and here you can see like I've created couple of examples like one ABC example preview test, and just now we have created one input JSON that will be available here. Okay, default input and in the payload.json. Okay. So this is running from a file. Now I will go with creating a Dataweave library project. For that, you have to go into like command palette. Okay. And here you have to search like Dataweave. So here you can see like there are a couple of options. One is like new module, new library project, new mapping, new test. So first we have to create a library project, then we will create a new module, then new mapping, then test. So let's create a new library project. So first thing, like it will ask like you have to provide the organization ID. Okay. So this is the organization ID from your AnyPoint account, which we will add later. And then you have to provide some artifact ID. And I'm just naming it as Dataweave Meetup library, and this will be the snapshot. And then we have to provide the project name. And then it will ask the location. So let me. And then you have to like, do you want to open the new project in the new window? Yeah, either you have to click a yes or no. I am clicking no. So here you can see, as I have discussed, this is the structure. There is a my module file. Here you can write the function, either variable, namespace, or one more is the types you can define here. And this is the my mapping file. From here you can run this like this function we are importing here. Here you can see we are importing that function and we are running it like hello world. Here you can see we are getting some preview. Okay. So in the my module file, let me add all 4 types which is supported. Like here you can see these are the things which is supported in the module file. One is variable, another is function, another is type, and then we have a namespace. So you can check how we can use it. Like hope my screen is visible and what is visible, these things. Okay. So first we will use name in the my mapping file. Here you can see it will give you suggestion like here you can see you have to import this import name from module. So it is imported and you can see here name. Let's run it. So here you can see we are getting the data from the my module which we have defined as my data. Okay. And then we have my function. So you can we have to pass some. Here you can see if there is any syntax error, and this is red coming, and you are getting some highlight like unable to resolve reference of my function. And here also you can see like the file name is converted to red, so there is some issues. Okay, and then just you have to click on this suggestion, and it will give you like import my function from my module. So here you can see this one is imported, and all the error is gone, and this is converted, and the red marks is also gone. 1 second. Okay. Oh. So here you can see the function. We have to provide some input, that is a string, and it is a pending. The another thing is like we have type user, that also you can use like yeah. Here you have written this one. So we have to import this one also, and this is also imported. Either you can use star also instead of importing everyone. You can use star also. If you run this one, so definitely this is a not type of user. Here you can see. Okay, let's run it. We are getting like false. Yeah, definitely this is not a user. And then we have a namespace also. I'm going. I hope I'm going not fast. Okay. So yeah.
Yes,
Name.
it's good. Yeah, you can continue. Yeah, I think
Okay.
anyone, any question, guys? Anything you want to ask? Yeah, make it more interactive. Anyone who has worked or tried this feature, beta features, want to share anything? Feel free to do so. Yes, Sam, please
Here also
continue.
you, yeah. So yeah, we have converted output as XML, and we have added some namespace. So we have to provide a hash, then order, and then we have to import it definitely. And then we can see here, you can see the output also. So we can define the uh, namespace also in the module part, my module, and you can all the useful namespace you can add in the library also. And here you can see we have a namespace, and then this is the URL. Okay. Okay. So this is the basics of my module. Okay. Now I'm showing you just, I'm going to create a library for one of the analytics, which I will take it from Exchange. So if you go to the Exchange, let's go to the provided by MuleSoft, and there is a all tabs. Here you can see Dataweave library beta. It's still in beta version. Okay, so you can see here there are 4 uh, libraries published by MuleSoft also. One is like mock data generator library. So this is nothing like generating some name and city and these things. And then we have JWT library, then we have Slack library, and I'm going with Dataweave analytics library. And also you can see there is a documentation, like here you can see how we can create a documentation. We will see how we can create. And I'm going with statics, and I'm going with like frequencies. Like we are going to create a function called frequencies that will return the number of occurrences of each distinct element in array. So let me go. So here you can see like this is the frequencies, and this is the input, and then we are creating output like this. So this is the library, like this is the function which I'm going to showcase now. Okay. Yeah. And also here you can see it has all the things like we have to, if you are creating a library, it will be always to provide the type of input, type of output that will be, uh, it is always recommended. Okay. Generally, we used to do write a function. We are not defining the types of output, types of input. We are not defining. Okay. So uh, here you can see there is a package like in analytics, and then we have a statistics. Okay. So we will create a folder here. Okay. And then we have a statistics. Here, either you can right click here and you can click like a Dataweave new module, new mapping, or you can go with like command palette also. Like here you can type Dataweave and new mapping and new module. Okay, that is also one option. I'm going with here, and name I'm putting it as okay. Here also you can see like hello world. I'm not going with this one. Like here you can see like I created a mapping file. Let me create module file. Let me delete this one. Here you can see like we have this one, and for this one is created, and let me create one dummy mapping file so that we can test it out. So here you can see like I've created one mapping file where we will write the function, then we will move this function to the module file. Okay, so this is input array. Okay, also you can define this data into the you can see here, if you click on this one, this will create a payload.json. Okay, so here you can see resources test mapping for this file default, then we have input, and then we have payload.json. So here you, let me copy this one here also, and we can access that payload here. You can run it. We are getting the same. I have missed one debugging part. Maybe I will show that one. Then I will go to the creating a library part. So here you can see like it will print the same thing. I will add a breakpoint here. Okay, in the item, and you have to go to the run, and then we have to click on start debugging. Okay, and then you have to select Dataweave. It is compiling, clean and compiling. After some time, it will come to that one. And this is asking like a launching process, and then it will ask which file you have to debug. So I have created test mapping. So I'm selecting that one. Yeah, here you can see like this is the item, and here you can see the variable also, like payload we have this one, and item value is 1, and you can add watch also here, like item what here you can see item value is 1. If you have to do some operation, you can do it in debug console like here. So here if you type like item plus 5, okay, so it is giving like the first value is 1 and we're adding like 5, so it is giving some value 6. So if you wanted to check like anything is not working, so you can put the debugger breakpoint and you can check it out. And here some of the basic operation like continue, step over, step into, step out, restart, and stop. Uh, so here you can see the event, and here the value changed to 2, and here you can type again like item plus 5, it will give 7. This is the one of the uh, important thing which is debugging part that is available in the Dataweave library extension. Also you can see here the output and here debugging out. Oh, any dot till now?
Any
Amit?
question, guys? Yeah, any guy, and I don't see any question in the chat. Anyone? Any question? Feel free to ask anything you want. Anything Sam to repeat?
Hope I am not going fast.
No, no, you are not. But anyone?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
go.
so we have to develop like frequencies, like number of occurrences coming like for the input payload. Like let me define some payload here so that it is visible here. Later I will change it. Okay. This is the payload and like variable updated, or we can use directly this one also. Like, okay. So first we have to determine like occurrences of each item. Like first we have to determine like distinct element. So first we have to do this one like item. I'm just writing it. Let me see. So we are getting like 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we can create our objective is like this thing. Like if you have this payload, you have to get output as this, like value 1 and the occurrence is at 3. So this is the our objective, like how we can create library for this one. So okay, thing like we have to write like this. Now you can check like we are getting like value 1, 2, 3, but we are not getting the occurrences. So you can type here. This one I'm typing as A, okay, so that I can refer it. Find item. So yeah, here you can see that value is 1, occurrence is 3, okay, and value is 2, occurrence is 2, and for 3 it is 1. So this one, or you can see here, if you right click here and you can rename this symbol also. This is one of the option available. So here you can see I have changed A2 values, and here you can see that is changed everywhere. Okay. And also here you can see like this is the map function, and what is do you can, if you have to check how it is, you can go to definition and it will give you the library code. Library, here you can see this is the method written, but it has some native function that is not written in the Dataweave, but that is written in the Scala. Here you can see some of the function, you can see it is written in the Scala. And here you can see if you can search any function, like here you can see the is even. How it is written, we are determining like we are doing mod and by defining two. So you can check like any function, how it is written, internal implementation also, and it will help you. Here you can see how each blank is written like internally, like it is accepting like you have to pass either string or null, and then we are doing like first we are trimming, then we are checking is empty. So you can check like uh, any definition of any core library. Okay, so this one we have written. Okay, and let's create a function. Okay, and let me type this frequencies. Okay, so here you can see like this is the function, and we have to pass some values. Let me pass here values, and here we can pass some. Let me change this one here, and here we are passing a. So we are passing some type of array of number, and let's see if it is working. This one is working, and here you can see there is some thing called as I earlier mentioned, like we have to define the type also. Okay, what is the, so you can add type annotation. So here you can see like output will be like array of number, and occurrences will be also a number. And also similarly you have to define here also, you can define array of number. Yeah, it is coming. Okay, so here you can see we have defined array as number, but in the future maybe some string also come. So then this function will not work. So it will be good to have a generic one, or you can add string also, like here you can add string, or like that you can add. Now I'm going with generic one. Okay, so type T. So our function is ready, and yeah, here you can see. Let me copy this function and move it to the here. And here you can see when we have moved this function to the module file and the test mapping file, we have to import this one. So you can import it, and you can, here you can see the same thing is coming like analytics, and then we are coming as a stats module which we have created. That is the file name. Run it. We are getting a value. Till now, any dot? Then I will come to the testing part, like creating test and documentation part.
Yeah, yeah, Sam, you can go ahead. There's no question in the chat. You can go ahead.
Okay. So also there is a one problem, like if we got the frequency as null, like then it will fail. So we have to add one more function. Okay, so it will be good. You can see like any core module definition, you will see the null function also. So if you got the null, then it will return just like a null. So here you can see if you are passing the null value, then we are getting null. So this is how we can develop uh, function in the Dataweave library module. And the next part is like generate the documentation. Like just you have to click on this one and generate Dataweave documentation. It will give you the uh, it will create a documentation file, but there will no description. So you have to add manually. Here you can see there is source. Here you can see like output. This thing you have to add manually. Basic structure is given, but other things you have to add. Okay, I'm not going this one in much detail. Documentation part, you can check it later. Okay.
Hey Sam, one question is there. How do we import libraries from Exchange for the use here
That
for
I
Convey?
that I will come. That I will come.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
He will answer in some time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one thing. And here you can see like a documentation is created. I have not added the source and output. And here you can see like there is a add unit test. Okay. So just you have to click on this one and it will create a basic structure of that one. So here you can see like frequencies of it should be what will be the output. We are not doing actual integration, just we are testing the function like here we if we pass 1 2 3, then output should be like array, right? Yeah. So our test unit test is ready, and you can write multiple unit test cases. Like this is one of the test case. Then how we can run it? Just you have to go into the testing part. Yeah, so it is creating the indexing for the test. Okay, and after some time, you will see some green button here. Okay, here you can see click to run test here. So I'm going to run this test. Yeah, here you can see this is running test and it returns do something. So you can update the description like what is the actually this is doing. So you can add here and also you can see some output also. So and you can add more test cases also. Like here you can see add unit test. I've clicked again and this time we are passing like null. Okay? And then output should be like be null. Okay? Then save it again and it will take some time like again it is indexing all the test cases and then you will see like two green here. One is from here and other here also you can see. Go to the not sure why it is not coming. They are saying like no tests have been found in this workspace yet. So maybe there is some indexing. Okay. Okay. You can test this command from the command line also. I will show you later. I will go for I will further proceed with integration testing. Okay. So this one. Here you can see like create integration mappings. Okay. So just you have to click on this one. So it will create some stats module integration mapping DWL file. And here you can pass like something like frequencies and then you can pass some payload also here. And for you can define the some sample data also payload.json. So it will create in under resource stats module integration mapping default input payload.json. So let me update this one. Input. Here you can see, and then we can pass this one here. Yeah, we are getting some values like 1, 2, 2, and something like that. Okay. So this is like an integration mapping, and for integration mapping, like which you will create under test, that will not be shared through your library. Okay. And these are the files like a stats module here. If you create mapping file, that will be you can use it in uh, DW library, that will be shared. Like all these files, when we publish into the exchange, that time it will go. Okay, so in this way we can create. And if you wanted to create like some variable also, so you have to create under inputs, and in the inputs you can create one folder like wires. Okay? And there you can create a something one file like payload.json, and you can access this one also like okay. So for this one you have to use like folder name like wires, and then input payload. Here you can see input payload. If you run this one, here you can see we have defined only 3 here, 1, 2, 3, and we are getting occurrences 1, 1, 1, 1. So similar way, you can have multiple payload, and it's not necessary you have to create a file name with payload. You can create with another name, and that will be accessible with that file name. Okay. If there any doubt, you can ask. I'm commenting
Hi
on
Sam, there are
screen.
a few questions. Can you delete the mapping file since we use only the module file, test mapping file, for example? This is a question from Shayo. So can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that, but since we only use the module file, test mapping file, for example. So this is for like yeah, test mapping. This is for the this one like payload for this file, and this will be used uh, like this one. Okay. For each like when we are defining some input for each DWL file, one folder will be created, and under we can see like default input and payload.json. If you delete this one, like then this test mapping.dwl, here we are using payload, that will not work. You can check. Let me delete this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Please delete
And
and show him.
yeah, so if here you can see like frequencies payload. So here you can see unable to resolve the difference of like, so we have to create a payload.json. Okay. I'm going much in details, so that's why it's taking time. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, you have another 30 minutes, Sam. I hope you can cover all the topic by
yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So here you can see like we have created this one like a status module integration file. Now we can create scenarios like here you can see. If you click on this one, like uh, it will create a test scenarios. Like so first I will take like a number array scenario. Okay, and it will create a one integration test file. Here you can see. Uh, this is the stats module integration mapping dot in this one, and this is taking input from this file, number array scenarios, and this one. Okay, and here you can see uh, there is input payload is created and output payload is stats module integrations. Yeah, so there will be one. So you can run this scenario also. This is integration test case. You can define multiple input, multiple output. You can. This is a integration test case. So here you can see it is running. So yeah, I'm covered. Now I will come to the like the last part, like packaging and deploying database libraries. So this is like similar like 6 main goal. Like one is compile. So if you do the MBN compile, so it will compile the source code for your database library. If you do the test, it will run the unit test case and integration test case. Then we have like generate documents, like it will automatically generate the documentation for your database library. So for there are two different like Maven goals, like Dataweave generate documents and Dataweave deploy docs, and that is related only for the document, and that is two extra goal is added. And here you can see the package, like that will compile the code into the jar file. Then we have deploy docs. So whatever you generate the document, that will be uploaded to the AnyPoint exchange. So generally you have to run this command after this one, like generate document. It will create a documentation in your target folder, and after that you run this one from the target folder. It will pick it up and upload into the uh, AnyPoint exchange. The next part is deploy. So you can do the deployment. So what are the other changes which we have to do in the AnyPoint like Visual Studio Code? You have to go to the pom.xml file, and here you can see you have to provide the organization ID. Okay, and also you have to add your credential in the .m2 setting.xml file, which I have already added. Okay, like ID, username and password. Okay, so let me go to the AnyPoint exchange and get the organization ID. So this is the organization ID, which I am going to copy it here and paste it. And also after that, we have to enable the distribution management so that we can publish this library to the exchange. And here you can see this is the organization ID, which we have to change it. And if you have to consume the database library from exchange in this project, so this is the part. Just and removing this one also. Okay, and here you can pass the organization ID. Just you have to add a dependency here, like here of your database library. Okay, so let so I'm going to deploy this one. Okay. Maybe I have time. So first I will do the compile, and then we can do the testing. Okay. It will compile only compile the source code for your database library. So here you can see only the SRC main folder is compiled. Like when we publish this Dataweave library to the exchange, so only this file will be moved, like my module, test mapping, and stats module.twl. Then next will come like test. So here you can see it is running the integration mapping test also, and then it is running unit test also. Okay, and you can see that summary also somewhere you can see it is created. So let me open. So here you can see like we have for this one we have one test case passed. For this one we have 3 passed. So you can pass all the test case test report also. So the next thing is like generate the report. Like Dataweave, then we are generating the docs. So you can see like there is some in the target folder, we can see like Dataweave docs is created, and that you can see here in the target folder, Dataweave docs, and here you can see some home, my mappings, my module, stats module, and you can view this one also like open preview. So it looks like this. Okay, and we have not defined the source, input, output. You can check it out and then you can publish it also. Next one is like ambient package that will create a jar file. Here you can see one jar file is created in the target folder. And one more is that like if you have to deploy the docs only, that will, let me trigger that one also. No, first let deploy the our applications, ambient deploy.
Yeah, Kaj, any question in the meantime is deploying?
So here you can see like it is downloading something from Exchange and they are checking it up like oh,
It's a build
user
failure,
is
not
user is
authorized.
not rushed to create an asset in this organization.
Have you put the correct ID, org ID and all?
Yeah. Let me check once again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Sam, if it will take more time, what we can do you have any more things to cover after that, after this?
No, no. Just I have to show that how we can consume it from
Yeah,
uh,
obviously.
yeah.
Exchange. Yeah, just see if it can be done quickly. Or if we can move there and we can start with the quiz and you can fix and
Yeah.
so at
So
the end,
here you
yeah.
can see like if you can see like this is the Dataweave library. I have published this one for another one, like example project 2. And if you wanted to change the image icon, that also is possible, which I have done it. And for this one, just you have to go into the dependency part, and just you have to copy it. Okay, and go to the any point here, and
Studio.
you can any point of studio, and just you have to add the dependency here. So it is downloading that one, and here you can see like in the project library, you can see like where we have some example, and in the example you can see there are some method is also there, like frequencies, and then we have my mapping, and then we have my module. In my module you can see like these are the functions, and here you can see analytics mapping. Okay, so I'm going to use this one like in the payload or something here in the testing in the transformation part. So here you can type the name. Okay, so this is some giving error. So we have to import this one. Okay, here you can see we are getting some suggestion. Just import it and run it. You can see the preview also. So in the in this example, we have used like not occurrences. We are using frequencies, so you can see here. And similar way, you can import this one into the Dataweave uh, uh, studio also. Okay, and here you have to provide Visual Studio Code also. You can do here. You just you have to add the dependency, and then it is ready for use in the uh, Visual Studio Code also. Any questions?
Yeah, I think it answered Arvind's question how we import libraries from Exchange, correct?
Yep. And also we can access the mapping file also, like here you can see we have imported the module like function we are using, and here we have some my mapping, and in which we have to pass something like we are getting some string or some not a string. This complete we can import that one also. Just you have to add here you can see like my mapping, we are calling some main, then we have to provide some payload. You can if we pass the payload as like let's see, that will not work anyway because we are using okay, we are using this one. Not sure why it is not working. Let's see. So in this way, like just you have to provide the mapping file, and then you have to provide main, and then you have to type payload, and you can pass the some value into payload, or you can pass payload also.
Yes, Sam, I think yeah, we are good. Any question, guys, or we can move for the quiz? And anything you want to cover, Sam? Anything is
No,
pending from your side?
nothing. Yeah,
Oh,
I have covered most of the part. If you wanted to add like image also, just I will show you the configuration which you have to do. Okay. In the pom.xml file, go to the Dataweave plug extensions like plugin. We have only one plugin. There you have to add like configuration, like there you have to define the image locations, and you have to add this image location in the resource folder, and that will
Okay.
be uploaded into the exchange also. So here you can see like we have I have changed the location image icon also, some analytics, so that you can perform. Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, if any guys, if any question you have, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll start the quiz now in order to be on the time. Yeah, you can ask your questions. So, Sam, do you have that Slido ready?
Yes.
So, guys, what we are doing, we are using a new tool, Slido, for this quiz, for this voucher quiz. So, before we participate, the rules are very simple. Like there will be 6 question, I think, and those who answer those question in the least possible amount of time will be the winner. Top three will get a voucher, MuleSoft voucher, which you can use for your training or certification purpose. Like the general guidelines from the MuleSoft training team is that if someone is opting for advanced certification like architect or platform architect, he or she should be certified developer. And yeah, and if anyone has win one voucher in last 1 month, uh, please give others opportunity to win the voucher. And it takes normally 2 to 3 weeks from the MuleSoft team to give you the voucher. And do one thing, can you put your email ID in the chat where I need to send the Google form for this? Yeah, yeah, let me copy this.
Thank
And
you,
Sam, can you
Arvind.
take
Thank you,
the
Mini.
can you take the screenshot for that winner list? I forgot to take a screenshot.
Yeah, I've taken.
Okay, so Arvind and Fahad, I have your email ID. One more email ID I was waiting for. Nitin. Nitin, did you share your email ID, please? Can you share that? Yeah, guys, I would request you to please share your feedback. You'll be getting a feedback form that is really, really important. Please fill it so that we and please suggest the topics which you want to have it in the future so that we can have and organize it. And the other thing, we would love anyone from the participant to come up and give a session. We are always ready for that. We want more new speakers. So if anyone wants to give a new topic or present a new topic or become a speaker, please feel free to ping us. Reach out to the Patna Meetup group. You have my email ID. I can ping it here again. So we will be more than happy to host you. Like yeah, so everyone started with some of the group and all, and we are more than happy to welcome anyone for a new speaker. So this is my email ID. So let me know if you want to give any session. Sorry, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I think the session was good, Sham. It was really informative,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
thank you all
I
for
can
joining on the weekend. Yep.
I can see the positive feedback in the chat.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we'd like to that feedback in the feedback form which we'll get, that will enhance our what you say morale, and it will definitely help. It won't take much time. Please fill up the feedback. And thank you, Sam, for taking out your time and presenting this new topic. It was well presented, and you presented in a very good manner, slowly, so that and people understood it. Thank you for all. Have a nice weekend. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes, Sam, can you share the screenshot to me separately which you have taken? Yeah,
Yep.
that will be,
Yep.
thank you. Yep. Yeah.